Good morning from Washington, D.C. It is Sunday. Kenan, why are we here?
We're here to see Alex, Roy, and Ed Bullion today.
Yeah, how about them apples?
How about them apples?
We've got just a lovely day in Washington today. It's warming up by the minute and it's clear. Look at that. It gets what Ohio never gets, and that's the Court of Appeals. So what's the memorial we're going for? Fallen Officer Memorial. So here we have home of the Washington Wizards, John Wall and Gortat. I don't know if any of you guys are fans, but that's where they play. It's an E36 Z3M 5-speed and a Storal. Pretty nice shape too. So lunch is in Chinatown, ironically, at the same Panera that Colt and I ate at like 4.5 years ago when I first came to Washington. And now we're back, or we were back. Felt like a lot closer this time, but that's because we have a car. So Alex was supposed to come in, Roy, to Washington this morning. I don't know, something happened, he didn't. So now it's about 3:30 p.m. and we're gonna go see if we can find him. Hey, Luke.
Nice to see you, man. How are you? Great, how are you?
How's it going, Luke?
So you bought the whole team.
4,130 miles. Wow.
In what period of time?
77 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, we had 13 stops. Okay.
Yeah, listen to this. I'll tell you the true story. A short version would be that if you have a badge, you can do it. You just think you don't even need it. If you drive 99 miles an hour.
So this is Alan.
Yeah.
8,300 bucks, 2,000, 159K, titanium silver, black extended leather interior, sport. It's got the factory deck lid, delete, badge is present. It's got a muffler, delete, tint, and the standard headliner actually. Well, I don't know.
In half a mile, exit right.
It's the Pentagon. We're in Virginia. We were trying to go to Arlington National Cemetery. Tried both entrances and they're both closed. So we got dicked on that. But we're gonna head back into the District of Columbia and then we're going back to Ohio. You truly don't get the sense that the Pentagon is indeed shaped like a pentagon when you're up this close to it. It just looks like a huge building. The walls are so long. You'd have to see an overhead to understand its true shape. So what, W213, 14? And finally home. It's 11:20. We'll get some lights on and I'll tell you what the heck that was. So a couple of days ago I got a heads up from Kenan. He's like, hey, do you want to go to DC on Saturday? And I said, yeah, why not? I don't have anything else going on. So yesterday morning, Luke and Kenan and I jumped in his M5 and headed, east on 80. It was about 5 hours, got into Washington, D.C. yesterday, Saturday at, I don't know when. We got in, we went to our hotel, we stayed at the Marriott Marquis downtown. Great place, a couple blocks from the White House. Perfect location. And we met Chase. Chase is our friend, went to school there. He had an M5, he was here for this Timmy Fest and the first Timmy Fest. And he was gracious enough to show us all around yesterday and take us to an awesome place to dinner, and he was a great host. And Chase, if you watch this, thanks so much for that. We greatly appreciate it. But every time I've been to DC, and I've been there 5 or 6 times, I kind of do the same things. We go and walk the National Mall, we walk the reflection pool down to the Lincoln Memorial, walk back to the Washington Monument, and then we walk all the way down to, what, the Congress Building or something. That's a waste of like 2 miles of walking. So Chase, it was a secret to me. I had never been over to the Jefferson Memorial. It looked like it was so far you had to drive it. Not the case. We walked over the bridge, we got to see that, and then we walked all the way along, the FDR Monument, the Memorial, and the Martin Luther King Memorial too. So we got to check those out. I had never been over there before. Walked back, then did the usual stuff. I think the place we went for dinner was called the Founding Farmers. It was delicious, unbelievable service, great bar, great restaurant, great menu, great atmosphere, everything. So we did that. We went back to the hotel and crashed. We got up this morning. The whole reason for this trip was Alex Roy, you guys know him, E39M5 New York to Los Angeles in, at the time, a world record time. Then a couple years later, this guy, Ed Bullion, did it in, I believe, a CL63 AMG, correct me if I'm wrong, or CL600, something. I think it was a 63 AMG or 55 AMG, one of those. Did the same thing, a couple hours shorter, and he's, I believe, the current world record holder. So the two of them were traveling with a dozen, 2 dozen officers, sheriffs from varying sheriff's departments across the country. They drove from Los Angeles all the way over to like Florida. I don't know their exact route, but they drove something like 3,300 miles in 77 hours. And their ending point was the monument in Washington, D.C. for fallen law enforcement. So, of course, that was fitting. It was a rally to raise awareness and funds for that cause. So we met them at their ending point today. They were a couple hours late, so we took the time today to go and visit the United States Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., which was a very valuable and sobering experience. If you haven't been there, you're in Washington, it's free, go. Definitely recommend that. And I'll be back. There's so much information there, you cannot soak it up in 2 hours of walking through it. And then from there, we had lunch, we met them, we hung out with them. My friend Dunadell here from Ohio, he has that Jetta GLI. We met him when we met Roy the first time. He was there. I posted on the owners group that I was in the area with Ken and Luke. We had a guy, Alan No, bring his car down, or up from Virginia. So that was cool, we got to meet him. That's what that other silver E39 M5 was. And it was an awesome weekend, an awesome time. We saw a bunch of stuff in DC we'd never seen before. On our way out, we tried to go to the Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia, but for whatever reason, it was closed. So we kind of saw some of it through the gate, but we'll have to hit that another time. So anyways, it's early, it's 11:20. I'm exhausted, I'm gonna go shower and do this vlog, get some photos done, and get to bed. Tomorrow kicks off a new week, Monday. M5 goes in bright and early tomorrow for the struts. We got to fix those springs on the struts, and then I'm going to have them diag the gas, the fuel leak. So we'll see what's going on with that. Anyways, I'll talk to you then. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog and your weekend. Good night.